And the town was founded about 1895, as I recall. And that's about the time a lot of people came for land when the town was developed. And they were also, then they were prospectors.
Well, that's when your grandfather and family came.
Yeah, when,
Was it at
1895.
95? Now where did they come from?
They came from El Morro, Colorado, over by Trinidad.
Okay.
My granddad came from Chicago, and he brought his family to El Morro. I don't know how long they were in El Morro, and then they came on over here.
And that was the railhead at that time, El Morro,
El Morro?
outside of Trinidad. And that's where your dad was born, and then he came on over here as a little boy,
So they were there till like 10 years in El Morro.
chances
So
are.
Daddy was, that's where he was born about 84, 85.
So they were still up here when it was pretty woolly over in that part of the country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my uncle, my dad's brother Charlie was killed in a mine at Tercio. Tercio's a coal mine over this side of Trinidad. Just when you come out of Trinidad, Colorado and go toward the Romeo Park, you go through Tercio. And Joe Phipps and others were working also at that mine. And my dad, I think, was working there, but Joe Phipps or some of the guys from here rode over there and wanted them to come for a dance on the weekend. And so they missed work. And the day they missed work is when the mine blew up. My Uncle Charlie stayed there and he was killed in the mine.
What year was that?
My dad was born in 84, 85. So I would say it's probably 1905, 1907, somewhere along there.
Coal mines blew up a lot back then, didn't they?
Did, and Rose and I went to look for it, see if we could find any evidence in the cemetery at Trinidad, Colorado. And they have a big monument there for that explosion with the date and when it happened.
Usually, I can still remember the mules they used over there.
All around Trinidad.
Yeah.
And they used mules because of the danger of explosion. They wouldn't use automated equipment. There ain't so much methane gas.
Well, they would have huge, long barns that they kept
I
the
remember those.
mules
I
in.
used to go right on past and I can still remember those mules.
Yeah.
I see my dad bought a ranch over here.
That's where he died, wasn't it?
He died in Trinidad.
And the coke ovens, you'd go, they'd ride the bus between Raton and Trinidad, and at night, the coke ovens would all be on fire.
Yeah.
They used mules down here. Burros, not mules.
Yeah.
Burros, this mine.
At the Millennium.
I've got an old
The
picture.
living-
That might be an old picture you'd like to have sometime.
I'd like to see it, yeah.
I've got an old picture. I've even got a negative on it.
Well, you'll have to come up with and look at it.
But it shows that all the miners down there at the mine back about 1924, 25, with all the little burros. And when I was a kid growing up here, the mine rotated their burros working in the mine. They give them like a week on and a week off. And when the little guys had a week off, they would wander up here, and all the kids in town rode them. We'd all try to ride the burros.
One of my first jobs down there, when I worked there, it was an open pit. And one of my first jobs was to take those old surveys of the old tunnels and plot them with respect to what we were doing to make sure there wasn't any danger to the trucks and shovels. And if you could imagine taking a bucket full of earth and taking a handful of earthworms and dropping them in that bucket and then plotting the path of those earthworms, that's the way those old tunnels, those darn things just went everywhere.
They followed the vein, didn't they?
Yeah, they literally followed the vein, and we finally decided they were so small. We had some stopes. I had plots of these stopes, which is where they would stope out the vein. Some of them were like 2 and 3 feet wide, about 200 feet high. They just literally just mined the vein and nothing else. And they didn't present any danger to the people on the surface. I think one time we had a raise open up under a shoal, and luckily nobody fell in it. The rest of the time we never even saw him. This one opened up, and he just took a bucket full of muck and dropped it in the hole and just kept going.
Solved that.
Yeah. He just kept going.